So I got this from the dealership here. He said that this was the updated cap that I'm supposed to install, and apparently there's a filter underneath here. So based on what this thing looks like, it appears that the thing just pulls straight up, but it's got these O-rings that seal it in there pretty good. So I'm just going to go ahead and take those bolts all the way out, and then I'm just going to take a pry bar from about right here and just tap it up a little bit. Now you do want to be mindful of dirt, or this pry bar is just a tad on the rusty side, but see, I'm just gently prying up. Let's go to this other side here, and back to this side. There we are. So now you can see the big difference between these two caps. This one has some springs in it. I don't need this one anymore, so, well, I have a tendency to want to just throw it, but I'm just going to set it right here. Now, I'm not going to be changing my fluid right now. I'm just changing the filter. So I'm going to pull this out and set it to the side. So I went ahead and sucked the reservoir dry, and I've got my new oil filter and my new cap loaded up, and I'm just going to toss it straight down in here. I lubed up my O-rings, and I'm just going to make sure that everything's lined up, and I'm just going to kind of tap this thing into place. I'm actually going to grab my rubber mallet. Actually, for good measure, I'm going to go ahead and fill it up with new fluid first, so I prime it. I don't know if it makes any difference or not, but I'm just going to fill it up right now. Went ahead and filled up the reservoir most of the way. Now I've got my oil filter loaded up here. I'm going to try to push it on just a little bit better. That looks about even. And we're just going to dip it back down in here. Now for that last bit, I'm just going to tap it into place with this plastic mallet. I'd really like to just press it into place. I don't like drawing it in with the bolts, but in this particular case, I'm gonna go ahead and try it. This is typically always a no-no in my book. There we go. This here is 2.5 gallons of the special Bobcat hydrostatic fluid, just from draining that reservoir and filling it back up. I've put almost all of that 2.5 gallons back in. What is this? A half gallon left, probably less than that, but I've got this window right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and fill it to the top of the operating range just by topping it off in this bottle here. So and that's the very top of the range now. I watched it, and I have just a hair left over, but I'm not gonna overdo it. Except we got one more filter right here, boy. It's a cartridge filter. So we'll use up just our little bit last of oil right here. And on with the capsule.